Hey guys, if you're watching this video a little bit in the future, guys, I want you to go ahead and yeah, I'll just put my finger in a bit here. I want you to go to this timestamp in the video because the first little bit of the video isn't an actual proper part of the video per se. You know what I mean? It's just a little informational thing I've got to talk to people about. The actual video starts at the timestamp you see on screen right now. Okay, so go to that if you're watching this about at least a week in advance from the upload date. Okay. It is unfortunately true. I am going to be quitting content creation for the foreseeable future, guys. It's more so a time machine more than anything, because back in high school, I remember the amount of games and all that stuff, and free time, and all the videos I used to watch on YouTube, and all those Twitch streams I used to watch, and all that stuff all the time, was incredibly more than it is nowadays. And I just would like to go back to that time, to be honest, guys. And I put so much effort into this whole content creation thing over the years, and to be honest, like, yeah, you might get a little like burst of it working here every once in a while. You might feel good like 2 or 3 days out of like the space of like 3 or 4 months, but like to me it's just not worth it. I've learned a lot of skill ever since starting this. Yes, like I've got a lot more confident in being able to speak to people I didn't know before. I was a lot shyer before starting. Video editings came on a little bit. Like I know it's still not nearly as good as it really needs to be, but like it's a lot better than it used to be. The thumbnail game, especially on YouTube's gotten a heck of a lot better ever since I've been doing this, especially on the YouTube side, which hasn't even been as long as I was doing Twitch live streaming and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So the bit for live streaming that like is fun to me is the whole chat interactivity and conversations you have with your community when you're like having like a game in the background that you're playing, like Mario Kart or a new game playthrough that comes out, like a new game or something, like the new Kirby recently. Lego Star Wars is going to actually be on Tuesday, so the Friday before. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't know. I just don't really enjoy games like if the stream isn't doing at least semi well, like decently. You know what I mean? If it's like no one's there, I don't really see the point in streaming most times because the fact of the matter is like if there's nobody there to begin with, it kind of feels like it's no difference between like trying to stream it and because of the poor results, it kind of like mentally drags you down, or playing it off camera in your own time anyway, because that's kind of what you would be doing if you weren't streaming. You had all that free time, you'd probably be watching YouTube or Twitch stream in the background while playing the new game. You know what I'm saying? So at least in my personal opinion, like that's what I would be doing if I didn't do any of this, right? So because my day kind of goes like this when I've got to work, right? I get off, a little small bite to eat, get a bath, a shower, whatever it might be, right? Then go out to work, come home, maybe watch an hour of YouTube, hour and a half max, and then stream for like 4 or 5 hours, and then go to bed after that. I don't really get much time to actually edit YouTube stuff, which is why the upload is so inconsistent and all that stuff, and why it always seems that like I'm stressed and like I'm always like unwell and stuff like that, because I feel like I almost push myself too far at times and to try and get the workload out in terms of like having a good amount of streaming, having a good amount of videos coming out on YouTube and all that stuff. It is just for a one man team, because I do all the video making, editing, thumbnail making, uploading the video as well myself. I had a couple of people that helped me out, like one person, like a group, like channel, or one person does the recording stuff, one person does the editing, one person makes thumbnails, and uploads it as well. It would be so much better for the workload. But for me, one person, it's too much to do all by myself, if that makes sense, guys. So sorry to say, I know it's a bit of a negative video, especially for me quitting this whole thing, but I for the foreseeable future will not be doing it anymore, guys. I need to get my life back on track, okay? I need to get my free time back to be able to do the stuff I was doing before, back in 20, but back everything prior to May 18, 2017 when I first started this, okay? You know what I'm saying? I need to get it back on track because I don't know, I just feel unhappy, honestly. I've felt unhappy for a very, very long time, spanning multiple years, but I just never had the confidence to say it until now, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Sorry to say, but this is where my journey ends. Also, for those who haven't caught the look at the upload date of this video. Bye, guys!
Alright, so for those of you who haven't clocked it, yes, that was an April Fool's Day joke. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's uploaded on April 1st. Haha, big funny. Now, the things that, what do you call it? I say, just there isn't true. I'm going absolutely nowhere. I'm actually enjoying the whole content creation. Despite some of those things I did say in the intro bit was true. About like how like, you know, I'm always so busy so I can't actually get to upload YouTube. Sometimes I actually need to take days off streaming to be able to do, which I'm actually doing yesterday and today. You know, I'm sending a couple of videos ready for you guys for over the weekend and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So this one was one of the videos included. Like a new April 1st was coming up, so I was trying to get this video out and ready, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But nah, legitimately, ever since I got the Twitch channel back and around about January 10th this year, was like pretty much like around about the first 10 days of January I got it back though. I've been enjoying like content creation so much, especially in the past month, like the month that was past of March. Like, you even believe the amount of old faces that I recognize from the community that I had 3-4 years ago all coming back after so long, and it's honestly crazy because I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of forgot quite a few of them even existed until I saw their names. I saw them streaming again, I recognized their faces and their voices again. I was like, oh yeah, it's this person. Oh yeah, that's that person. Oh yeah, that's this person. You know what I mean? And a lot of new faces as well become to the community. Not just people that like, you know, follow once and never come up again. It's people that are like following and that stuff and actively talking and chatting a good time with us and coming back time and time and time again. You know what I mean? Like, yes, there was a time, right? 3-4 years ago, Mario Kart, where I was like averaging 15 to like 25 viewers a stream, you know what I mean? And only 1 or 2 people in the community tonight now will remember those days. But even though we had more people back there actively in the stream, I would say the community of people we've got in the community now in Discord and all of that, and Twitch, which by the way, if you want the links to those, my Discord server and Twitch will be in the description below and all that stuff. I do feel it at its strongest it has ever been. Like, compared to like 3-4 years ago, there's absolutely no drama going on. I don't have any drama with anybody. I would say I'm a lot mature than I used to be. I used to be a silly, really, this silly cringe kid like 3-4 years ago. I don't even know why people followed that kid so much. He was actually so cringy. Like, what the fuck? Like I say, no dramas going on. Thankfully, I want to stay out of that forever. If I can. Probably inevitable that I won't be able to though, because you know how Twitch is nowadays, where everyone try to like bite each other's heads off. You know, the majority of the platform anyway. I've matured up, I would like to say. Definitely more than I was a couple of years ago, you know what I'm saying? That's a fact. I have more knowledge on doing Twitch, YouTube, because, you know, I've been using the programs for more amount of time and more years, so I've gotten used to it with all the new features coming out and getting used to how they work. And if I don't know how they work, look up tutorials to understand how they work and all of that. But no, just generally, to put it blunt, I tried doing YouTube, only YouTube for quite a few times over the last 2-3 years, but I didn't have access to my Twitch account. But I'm not a YouTuber, guys. It's not for me. Maybe like 5-10 years ago, before I started Twitch, when I didn't have the upload speed to do streaming, I possibly would have said I was more. But the whole like live interaction, community vibe that you get with streaming, and like almost the like, especially in the gaming sector, when you're doing like viewer games with people and they all hopping in to play alongside with you, you know what I mean? It's almost like you're hosting like a local LAN party. Like, for example, I do a lot of Mario Kart. It almost feels like I'm doing like a LAN party for Mario Kart, like hosting a tournament and people are coming out to IRL, but it's online. That's kind of what like I feel. It feels like it's a meetup almost, you know what I mean? Like a fun meetup where you get to, you know, hang out with people who've also got similar passions and interests as you when it comes to the gaming space, right? So, but now, like, as this past month, and even when I've got the account back, I've just felt so much more my element again because I've done it for quite a few years compared to YouTube. That like I did it because with YouTube I had to learn a lot more skill than just streaming. Streaming is just, well, people like, you know, kind of like just say, oh, streaming's easy. You click a button and go live. Well, yes, technically that is true. You click go live, and then, you know, you're into streaming, but there's a lot more stuff that goes on than that, you know what I mean? You've got to like think about like your sound settings, your visual settings, your bitrate settings. What game are you streaming? Is it a fast motion game? Is it going to be pixelated because of the hard cap on Twitch with its bitrate? Like, a lot more stuff goes into it than you think, but just in general, there's a lot of more other stuff you've got to do for YouTube as well compared to streaming. Like, I feel like streaming is a lot more simpler than YouTube actually is. Now, each of their own, each of their own kind of thing. You can have your opinions. But with YouTube, if you're not really that good, like digital art wise, you've got to like try and like learn how to make your thumbnails and all that. You've got to like try and learn how to hit the algorithm with certain types of videos. Like something I've noticed whenever like, especially like reaction type videos and all that stuff, or like videos on like certain new games that are coming out, if you drop it as soon and as early as possible, stuff like that will help you. Like for example, I've only got about 31 subs as of time recording on the Toasty Cube channel, right? And the Mario Kart Deluxe Booster Pass course DLC recently came out, and I did a 200cc no aim speedrun of it, right? Which I got in 13:59, I think it was. Well, within the first week of the DLC release, and I released it on YouTube. So for my channel size, you're like, okay, maybe you might get, I don't know, between 5 or 10 views, something like that, right? No, I got something like, last time I checked, which was a few days ago, something like 140 views on a speedrun, which was actually kind of wild when you think about like how small my channel is, and like it wasn't a YouTube short or nothing like that. It was like a legit video and all that, like the run, the raw run. You know what I mean? I didn't have any special edit. There was just a clip from stream I took, put it on there. So yeah, there's a lot more stuff, like I say, to do with YouTube and like how it is compared to streaming, because streaming does have its like issues as well. If things are not going right, you have to diagnose and troubleshoot like, all the issues. Like, oh, is it a thing on my internet? No. Okay. Oh, my stream looks like shit. Is my bitrate accidentally really low? Did I put 600 instead of 6,000 bitrate or whatever, right? You get to put an extra 0 at the end. Oh, my internet's completely fine, but my stream's still having really big issues like I had literally a few days ago. Is it the Twitch server? Which actually I was in that case. That's from the Twitch London server to automatic, and I fixed the issue immediately. Other stuff be like, oh, why is my sound settings so shit? Is it picking up the right mic? Is my mic itself got the right settings on? Have I got the right filters on my mic? You know what I mean? For equalizer, you know, like noise suppression to get rid of background noise, you know, that kind of stuff. Each to their own, but for me personally, I feel like YouTube's a lot harder from my skill set, right? But just know I'm at the happiest place I have been in content creation for the entire time I've done it. Now, when I was all doom and gloom early for the April Fool's part of the video, yes, some of the stuff I said was true. I don't really get much time compared to when I was in high school. High school, I used to be able to blast out game after game after game and get it complete. Like, if I wasn't for content creation, I wouldn't have the backlog of games I have now. Games like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Persona 5 Royal, I would have probably played both of them and at least platinum trophied one of them, become a platinum trophy hunter, basically. Right? And the whole, like, me being 1 or 2 days behind on YouTube uploads and my notifications box, I wouldn't be behind at all. I'd always be like right up to date. Twitch, I'd be able to go ahead and support a lot more streamers and be in the chat a lot more often. But to be fair, I do still support people on Twitch because I've got a very good PC build. I would say I wouldn't got top of the range, like best PC build, but it's pretty close. So, you know, considering I've got a Ryzen 5900X, you know, a Ryzen 9 5900X, and then like a RTX 3070 Ti, which is still a pretty damn good build. And you got 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM as well. This is before DDR5 RAM was available and all that stuff, right? So we consider like all of that, it's a pretty good parts, like, you know what I'm saying, for gaming and all that stuff. And obviously what I do when I'm live and that stuff, if I see anybody else, like basically anybody that hasn't got like, let's say like 50 or more concurrent viewers at time, people who like are do really fine for themselves, right? I click on the video, or I'll click on the stream rather, and mute it because muted VODs does that, like muted like, streams do actually count as you lurk it and the view does count. We don't know. As long as the stream playback is still playing back the video itself, still playing back, it doesn't get interrupted, then yes, it will count you as lurking. So while I'm live, I have like 9 or 10 like different people tabbed with the mute button on, just so you know, the lurk does count. You know what I mean? I always try to help out people where I can. Like I would be doing anyway, like, you know, if I weren't doing it, but if I weren't doing content creation, but yeah, I mean. Overall, closing statement says, I just want to thank you guys for the continued support ever since the start of this year, because this year, the start of it anyway, it's been so fun to do, honestly. Like, so fun to do, so good to see so many community members coming back, you know, it's been good to hop in their stream again and see how they've been doing. I am probably, like I say, the most happiest, not in my life, but since I've been doing content creation, I've probably been the most happiest doing it and the most confident in my ability to be able to like grow the channel out ever being in by a country mile, you know what I mean? And then when you consider the type of like games I do on my Twitch channel, which again, link in the description, I would really appreciate if anybody on YouTube would come over to there because that's my main platform and you'll see me a lot more. I do Mario Kart's my main game, right? So I'm mostly a Nintendo Switch streamer, right? I'm mostly a Nintendo streamer in general, but I do play some other games on other platforms, like Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga this Tuesday coming up will be on the PS5 because I got Platinum Trophy because I played it on the PS2 when I was a kid. That was my first console ever, right? But like we got games like Mario Kart Deluxe where the Booster Pass DLC thing going to be coming out every couple of months now. You know what I mean? We got content for that. We got Nintendo Switch Sports coming out in 28 days at the end of this month, April 29th, I think. I think it's April 30th, which is the last day of the month, but you get what I mean. Pretty much very end of the month, Switch Sports is coming out, another multiplayer game. Then we got Mario Strikers Battle League in June, another multiplayer game with people, play with people. And then we got Splatoon 3 sometime in the summer. We don't know when that is yet, but that's also going to be coming out, right? So you can already see how many multiplayer games are coming out on the same console that people are already playing Mario Kart with me. The reason why that's kind of a big deal for me, right, is you have the people who are already playing stuff with us, right? Possibly going to pick up those games. So the same group of people are playing with you already. Majority of them will probably pick up those games, especially because they're not exactly like small games. They're pretty big franchises. Like you got Mario, Splatoon, like the Wii Sports series. You know what I mean? Like you got quite big franchises that people like kind of know about. You know what I mean? And then the second part of that is, okay, well, you got the people you already know, but are you growing any? On release day of these, like, games, you might have people that will hop in that also get the game released and are looking for a new community to play with, right? Or people are going to hop into streams and watch videos of the game. That usually is what happens when I used to do Let's Playing on YouTube, as people will know from. The first 2 episodes of a new game playthrough that I uploaded would got a lot more attention and views than videos from Part 3 onwards, because people use the first 2 parts as a review to the game, so they don't get too deep in the game without spoiling themselves the story elements of a game. So what they would do is watch the first 2 episodes, or they would watch like the first hour and a half of stream. Because how in Pokemon Legends Arceus when I streamed it, right? It was on YouTube at the time, I think, when I was streaming that or something. I can't remember what platform it was, but it wasn't Twitch anyway. A lot of people, a lot of people, at the time, that for my channel size, was there for the first hour and a half. Afterwards, the rest of the playthrough of that game to beat the main story, not a lot of people were there because they're trying to avoid spoilers and that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But that's my point. Going back to the whole, like, thing on games on Switch. Yeah, the regular audience that regular plays game with you and watch your stream, plus potential possibility of new people coming in, and if you impress them, they enjoy what you do, they'll stick around. And the thing is, I've always said this for years, Twitch is like a snowball effect. The bigger and bigger you get, as long as you don't need to do any major fuck-ups with drama or that, or really shitty stuff, then the growth at which you, like, grow at in Twitch seems to be a snowball effect. You start a tiny little snowball, but as you start to pick up speed a little bit, the snowball gets faster, and it gets faster, and it gets faster, and it gets faster, and it gets faster. You see what I mean? Like a snowball coming down a mountain, like an avalanche almost. Kind of that effect. Because most people start out in Twitch, right? 1 or 2 viewers, right? Oh, then they get a little bit of a chance, and they impress some people. Now they're up to 5 average. Oh, what's this? A new game came out, and a couple more people came in, they impressed them. Oh, they're all of a sudden up to 7 8 average. Oh, what's this? They're quite consistent with their schedule. They usually stream about maybe 4 to 5 times a week, so it's not overkill. You can stream more by the way if you want to. It's completely up to you. But for me, streaming every day of the week will burn you out very quickly, right? But like, what am I saying? Oh, they're very consistent schedule. They have a main game that they do, but they also have some side games, so it's not just the same thing you'll get burned out of 24/7. There's a bit of variety in there, but it's the thing that the community wants, which is the main thing, is still there for people who want it. In my case, Mario Kart. All of a sudden you're up to, I don't know, averaging like 12 to 15 views. Oh, and a month's time you're all of a sudden all up to like, well, it isn't worthless, but it's just an example. Oh, sometime down the line, would you call it, you're up to like getting 25 average views. Oh, you're starting to get quite high up the directory now compared to most streamers, so you're starting to be seen by a lot more people. Oh, you're starting to average 35. Now you're starting to average like 50. Now you're starting to average 60. Now Now you're starting to average like 70, you're starting to go over the path to partner requirements on Twitch. Oh, now you're averaging 90, 95, 100. Oh, next step, oh, you've got a partner on Twitch. Oh, you've got a, oh, since you're partner on Twitch, you've got so much people, what do you call it, in your streams all the time. Oh, you can start getting all these sponsorships and that stuff by different brands and all that. You get what I mean when I say it's a snowball effect? Now, I don't think that I'm 100% right with everything I say, but this is kind of the pattern that I notice with most people, you know what I mean? Because well, I'm not like a big part of the community. I don't really talk in big communities. Like, I have joined communities when they were like 30, 40 viewers average, and I've lurked in them. I just look at them and watch them. I don't really chat in them, and I've seen them grow over time, and that's kind of like what they've exactly those types there that I mentioned. Exactly like what had happened when they got to Twitch partner, especially though, like I mentioned, started to get all these like sponsorship deals and all that stuff with different companies, like drinks brand, like G Fuel, Sneak. There's another one. I would actually pick up my Sneak bottle now, but it's over there on the table and I can't be bothered to go pick it up right now. But other, like, you know, if they're into gaming, you might get some stuff from some PC brand, like Razer, like SteelSeries. And then you might get the thing that you get in YouTube quite a lot of popular people. You know, you might start getting like sponsorships on YouTube about people like wanting to show you like sponsorship deals to do Raycons or
Raid Shadow Legends.
That's the one. That's the one that, you know, they call that people, what do you call it, always associate with the YouTube sponsorship to come up that much. Or what other stuff do people usually do in that stuff? HelloFresh, another one. Keeps is another one that I see. But you get my point. You get my point, right? You get quite a lot of sponsors. And if you're like someone who's like in the game reviewing space as well, that I know obviously a guy, he'll probably watch his video at some point. Because he's a game reviewer and that kind of stuff. I think that's what he mainly does on his channel now. He gets these codes from like indie developers to try and review the game and all of that, you know what I mean? So yeah. I think I've rambled on long enough though. I'll just go bring an overview right now. I am really, really enjoying where I'm at with content creation right now. Would I like a little bit more free time to play through games on my own time? Yes, I would. But is it necessary? No, I'm quite happy with what I'm doing. If I wasn't happy with what I'm doing, I wouldn't keep streaming as much as I was on Twitch, guys, honestly. But with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll see if I got a couple of you guys with the April Fool stuff at the start of the video, you know what I mean? For those of you watching in the future, this is why I told you to skip to this part in the video, the timestamp, because the April Fool stuff honestly doesn't really matter after like a week after it's passed, which is why I'm gonna have it like the title will be like why I'm finally done with content creation or something like that by the first day, and I'm gonna change it like the title of the video afterwards, you know what I mean? So yeah, and I'll leave a pinned comment for people who still don't get the message as well. Some people are still gonna fall for it after April Fools anyway, but yeah, you get what I mean, right? So yeah. Anyway, thanks all for taking the time to watch this. This is 25 minutes raw recording, so it's probably gonna be something like maybe like a 20-minute video. I hope it's not too long. When I really ramble about topics, I can really go for ages without like, you know, ending, if that makes sense. So sorry about that, but I'll try and condense as much as I can, ending and all that stuff. But let's keep saying now. Have a good one, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.